The country sliding into crisis after the shock resignation of its Prime Minister Saad Hariri last week. He's been in Saudi Arabia ever since making that speech, and the confusion over if, when, and how he'll actually return to Lebanon continuing. Today, President Michel Aoun tweeting he's happy to hear Hariri will be returning to Lebanon soon. That return he's referring to, a promise made by Hariri last night in his first TV interview since stepping down.
The stability in Lebanon and the economy and the freedom are very essential to King Salman and his son. I'm going back to Lebanon very soon. I'm going to do all of the proper protocol for the resignation.
Joining us right here, our Middle East correspondent Michael Pluchak. Michael, somebody else weighing in beyond the Lebanese president was Iran. The focus of all these accusations today saying we don't interfere in Lebanon's affairs. How believable is that statement?
I'm going to smile, and that should tell you a lot. Look, this is the kind of laconic message that Iran constantly puts out. If we take a micro perspective on this and we look at between Israel, for example, and Hezbollah, you know, when there's tensions, when Israel does something that Hezbollah deems inappropriate, what do? They say, we will retaliate in a time and in a place that's comfortable for us. It's these very composed, very almost scary in how tranquil they are kind of messages. We should not be fooled by them, though, Nurit. I mean, Hezbollah is most definitely a U.S.-designated terrorist group. Its armed wing is also an EU-designated armed group. They are a huge political party in Lebanon, but also a violent group that is backed financially and otherwise by Iran. So for them to say they're not interfering in Lebanese politics is, I think, incorrect.
Not very believable for Tehran. Iran is not the only one weighing in. Germany and France both coming out today also to say we will stay out of Lebanon's affairs. Here's a little bit of the French foreign minister on that.
We are preoccupied by the situation in Lebanon because Lebanon has a long history with France, and we care about its stability. We care about its integrity. We care about non-interference, and we care about respect of the Lebanese constitution.
Michael, I watched that, or at least part of that interview with Hariri. I won't say it's quite like those videos in which kidnapped victims tell in for camera and say, oh, everything, they're treating us fine, we're okay.
Stockholm syndrome.
But it did look, he did not look like a man at ease and just simply free to say
one of the big questions.
What was your impression?
It's really hard to tell, Kalev. You know, it really is. It's one of those things where it's up and open, really, and different agendas, different people will interpret it differently. So some in Lebanon have been saying he's been drinking from the cup of water so much it indicates he is anxious. At this point, it's all just speculation, but some things that we should consider here in terms of Saad Hariri's investment in Saudi Arabia. He is a Saudi citizen, right? He has led a corporation that has very recently been bankrupt, Ogre, right? That is a Saudi construction company, one of those Gulf companies that was seriously hit by the drop in oil prices, and it went bankrupt just as recent as July, okay? And so in that sense, he is invested in Saudi Arabia, and there is an element of a financial agenda for him here as well.
One thing that is clear, both Saudi Arabia and Iran are very involved in Lebanon, and this is really very much about those two and that rivalry. Sure.